Here. Yes, okay. So tonight we actually have a very special class. One of my favorite classes is a class with questions and answers. So basically we want to go over all what we learned so far and to let you ask us any question you have, of course, better related to what we learned so far. So David, please start. And we brought both of us, so you get like the feminine aspect of the answer and the masculine one.
Yes, beautiful. So first I will understand what does it really mean in terms of spirituality questions. So the Kabbalists explain to us that questions are the vessel for an answer. So the only teachings that when you come to it, it's awakening the question why, more than anything else. So the why question is why things the way they are, why things are not working, why the world is set up this way. The why is the deepest of all questions, yeah? And we know that the symbol of a question mark is like the why. So what does it really mean? That every time we raise a question, we constructing a vessel for the light of wisdom, for the light of the answer. The moment I'm not questioning, I'm accepting things the way they are, it's because I want to be a nice person, I want to accept the reality, I want to cope with the reality. Then I'm actually limiting really my ability to understand life. So big part of what we do in the center, we constantly demanding from people to ask. Because we know that if you ask, you might get an understanding. If you don't ask and you accept things in class the way they are, most likely that the experience is going to be more limited. So we design a class just about that. It's also going to help us to review all the 6 other classes that we've been through. And so we have the feminine part, the masculine part of, and it's going to be interesting, yeah? Even though now we don't talk about genders anymore. It's the we.
Day.
It's the day. We are the day and they are the we. Okay? Okay, old-fashioned. Yeah.
I just want to share an example, and maybe towards the end I will give the answer, but happened to me recently that I was, my daughter, 3 years old, asked for me for a salad. She came to me, she said, "Mommy, salad." Very simple. I said, "Okay, I can make you." "Okay, Mommy, salad." "Okay." I'm going to the fridge, I'm taking the cucumbers, the tomatoes, everything. "Mommy, salad now." She started to scream at me, "Salad now." And I'm like, okay, like what's going on here, you know? I'm making you, and I'm answering her. It's okay, I'm making. Here is the cucumber, is there? You want to help me? "Mommy, salad now." And she's screaming, "Salad, salad, salad." And while I'm taking the things, and salad, salad, salad. And I think without the wisdom of Kabbalah, what we're teaching, I will be like so reactive. It's like, I'm making salad, leave me alone. Or, you know, dropping it like, "I'm not making you salad, leave me alone," you know, one of the two choices. But thanks God, I don't know, like what guided me in that moment, it's to ask a question. It's to ask why. Why is that situation? Like what a message, what I need to learn from that situation. I will share with you the answer later, but it was, you know, such a beautiful example for me of, you know, those moments that is so important to ask question. One of the moments, of course, there is more. We will hopefully give you more examples for that. But it's usually we are in this situation, okay, we know we have the kids like screaming now, and we don't necessarily stop and asking.
When you ask questions, why do you usually get... Sorry, my friends.
If I get an answer when I ask?
Yes. So when you ask the question, like for example, you stop and okay, why the situation? What is the time limit? Like when do you get an answer and how? Like do you have to meditate? Like do you have to
So
do
I tell
extra
you what,
stuff?
you know what, I give you the answer.
Or it's just
I will share with you, okay. It's hard, okay, I got it. So while she's really next to me, you know, like little one, screaming, I took a deep breath. I kind of, you know, let the noise to be there and focus, you know, in my mind, thinking, okay, why she's here screaming while I'm making for her the salad. And a thought came to me and I said, okay, this is how we behave, you know, it's like happened to us many times. We're asking from the universe for something and we don't get it and we are like screaming, you know, why you don't bring me my soulmate? Why you don't bring the result that I want? And the creator like, wait a second, I'm cooking it. Like I'm cutting the tomato and the cucumber now. So that concept, like, you know, it came to me from that situation, that understanding, like saying, oh, wait a second, where in my life I'm behaving like that? Where in, you know, I'm lacking of patience, asking for something and like, but all that, you know, it came to me. That was my lesson in that moment. But what I'm saying, like, because I pause it, because I questionize the situation, not saying, oh, this is how kids 3 years old behaving, this is what I deserve, you know, being a mom, you know, not like really asking, wanting to know, wanting to understand, the answers are coming. Now, it's a muscle, like with everything with consciousness. So of course, as much we're practicing, as much we're questionizing, learning to question why our body is like that. Why we have 2 hands, why we don't have 6 hands. Like, you know, obvious, like questionizing the obvious.
So when you got your answers, did you help?
Yeah. Yes. It was interesting. You know, she calmed down. She calmed down. So I calmed down. All my energy calmed down. And yeah, all the situation changed.
This is amazing. It reminds me like when I read the book that you recommended, it's like 13 Principles of Kabbalah. There was a chapter about like people are mirror. So basically what it said that every person that you meet, right, and maybe he's triggering you somehow, so look into yourself, like inside of you, and try to realize why it's bothering you. So maybe it's something in you. So this is exactly what you described, right?
Yeah. So I don't scream salad like that.
But you scream,
but I'm screaming other things.
Where is my soulmate?
Yeah. My soulmate is not functioning. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I will try it myself because I'm so reactive with the kids.
You're human?
I'm human, yeah. So let's go a bit over the spiritual rules. So let's go a little around what we have learned so far, okay? So remember, first class spiritual rule was to reveal the light. I must act like a light, the law of affinity. What is the light? What the light does? The light shares, the light in light, the light glows, the light share, the light give warmth, the light give clarity, the light is compassion, the light is love. As much as I have affinity or form with that essence called the light, as much as I have more connection to the light. And I bring the light to my life. So the spiritual tool is anytime I'm reactive, I'm pausing and I'm embracing it as an opportunity. Remember? One very, very powerful tool. The pausing is actually where I'm actually switching from my reactive system to the light system. That's giving me the pausing, giving me the opportunity to shut down the reactive system and to connect to the light essence within me.
And this is where your insight will come.
Exactly. That's where intuition started to open. That's where answers start to come from the unknown.
This is like the changing the channel.
Tamar will share with us spiritual rule number 2.
Okay. My life is a perfect plan designed to help me with my soul correction tikkun. Means that everything that appear in my life, every person, every situation, it's there to support my process. It means it came because, my tikkun, the correction, whatever I need to improve, to fix, to change, it's come to help me with that. So the tool is, like I shared with you in my example, is why is it in my movie? Why is this in my movie? It's to questionize that, why that person come and talk to me like that? Why I lost whatever I lost? Why I don't get what there is related to my tikkun, to my process, that it's come to help me to learn and to grow from.
Spiritual rule number 3, overcoming the opponent within reveals the power of my soul. So we revealed to all of us that there is another role in life. There is a third side. The third side, it's the opponent, it's the opposer energy, that it's the pushing energy, it's the testing energy that is there only for my own benefit. Now, the moment I'm failing to that, I'm giving out, I get convinced by the opponent tricks, of course, I'm depleting my energy. But if I understand that this is the voice of my opponent, I identify it, I overcome it, then I grow spiritually. So, the spiritual tool is to observe the voice of the opponent. Observing at times would be sufficient. It's like just to learn how it operates, just to defocus and look at it from a side instead of identifying with the opponent or thinking the other person is the opponent. Just look at it, watch it, see how it plays with your mind and say, no, it's not me. That's the whole point, yeah?
Here I have personally some issues to identify. I'm not always sure who's talking. Is the opponent talking, or it's common sense talking?
Beautiful, very, very real answer. What does it mean? I need more light. What the light will do will show me.
So how do I get more light? Just ask me to do that.
Exactly. We're getting back to rule number 1. So the moment you attract more light, the separation between who is your soul and who is the opponent going to be more clear. Only through the light, like in the dark room, you don't know who is what, yeah? But the moment you open up the projectors, it's more clear. You know who is who. That's the idea. So yeah, but it's natural because we're not trained to watch the opponent. So it gets mixed and it's already mixed inside of us. So it's not an easy task. It's a lifelong task, okay? So, Tamar.
So the 4th spiritual rule, lasting fulfillment require a process. Right? Many times we're trying to have a quick fix. We want to run away, from the problem, to get the solution already. But many times the solution is the process. Actually, when we accept the process, we kind of overcome the process. We got to where we want to get. And there is much that we're going through. It's many times feel like, oh, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just letting the process happen. But it's actually when we, again, observing the process, being present, not, running away, not trying to fix it, quick fix it. And we really let it, let ourselves be present. It's what allowed the fulfillment to come. Okay, it's like the tool, what you say, like breathe and embrace the process. Like in that moment, again, I'll go back to my example. or even I can use other example. Happened to me, one day I was here in the center, okay, working, phone calls, and I finished the day and I went out the center and I said, oh my God, I'm so angry. I'm so like, I don't want to come, on Shabbat. I don't want to come, to the next day. Maybe tomorrow I will work from home. Like I will not answer phone. I was like starting, like closing doors and shutting down and go into myself and like isolating myself in my desires. And then I say, okay, pause. Tamar, what's going on? Like, let's look at the pain. Let's look what's happening. When that feeling was awake. And I start, to let myself being present and to feel, what I'm, experience, what I'm feeling, like really be there. And suddenly, I understood, wait a second, I had a phone call that from that phone call, everything started. Okay, what happened in that phone call? What the person told me, what I answered, what triggered, and I opened up it. It wasn't like clear. It wasn't like black and white. It wasn't like, a bad news I got and I know, okay, this was the turning point. I was really needed to peel it. I was really needed. And in that moment, I just want to, go home and forget everything and just run away. But every time I needed to bring myself into the situation, I said, wait a second, what's happening here? What happened? And, and I realized, like, wait a second, I didn't put boundaries. For me, that was, that what triggered, and I didn't put boundaries, and I felt like my energy was abused or whatever, And the moment, again, it's that moment that you realize and what was there, I said, okay, what does it mean? How I'm learning to put that boundaries. Still, it was hard for me because I still need to learn to put the boundaries more and be stronger. But again, being present, this is like a very tiny, short thing, but still there is the learning process that the universe keeps sending me, the opportunities to put the boundaries and all that, but not running away, not to be afraid from the uncomfort, not to be afraid from facing what is the opponent bring or the process bring, or not having and experience the lack or whatever, allow me to when I breathe and embrace it, like allow me to understand what is the point, what is need to work on.
So another example, the bottom line is that we obsessed by the final destination. We want to get there. Everything that we do, we want it done yesterday, especially for impatient people, yeah? So, but that's causing an enormous amount of stress because you cannot bypass processes. Eventually, there is a way, and all the teachings of Kabbalah, the miracle of studying what we do, is bypassing processes that relates to we can actually complete in one reincarnation what people completing in 10 reincarnation. That means for people that are impatient, better start learning Kabbalah, isn't it? But in the day-to-day processes, I want to accomplish this, I want this job, I want to meet a soulmate, all of those tiny things, when we lose energy because they don't get done, we're missing the entire point. The entire point is really to see the process as the purpose. How do I react while I don't get what I want? How do I react when things are not going the way I want them to go? Can I be happy without the reward? I should, no? Because most of the time we don't get what we want. Yeah, like the Rolling Stone says. Cannot always get what you want, but you definitely get what you need. You don't know the Rolling Stones?
But not the song.
You want me to sing it to you?
What is it?
You want me to sing it to you?
Go
you
ahead.
Cannot always get what you want. You know it online, people? Yeah. Anyways.
Sing it too.
The idea is, let's sing it all together. But the point is that we need to act on a daily basis that all our dreams already there. If we be able to live life like that, we're gonna accelerate all the processes in life. Because, we've been chasing after our tails for years upon years, and it's never happened exactly the way we want it to happen, isn't it? So why should that determine our happiness? So what, we meant to be unhappy? So many of the neuroscientists says today that you need to already feel, in order for you to accelerate processes, you need to already feel inside of you, you already need to see that it's already been done and act like it's been done, and to come to a level that you feel in that way that it doesn't matter if it's gonna happen or not. This is to be an alchemist, and that's where we want to come to. It's a lot of work, but this is the destination. Is that making sense? Could be a nice challenge that I already feel that I'm there. If it's not coming, doesn't matter. But other thing, because I'm feeling so great and energized, amazing other things will happen.
But it is good to have a desires, right? Because we're like a vessel, we want the light.
Yeah, but we're not contradicting. But let's say you're having a desire, but you're living this. You're living that, you're feeling that it's already, you received it. And you're going to take action in order, but in terms of your feeling, it's already there. It's done. It's a done deal.
But then even not having that, and you feel like, okay, I do have it. So how you can expand your vessels? Because it's saying if you're not getting something, it means your vessel is too small. So you have to work on expanding your vessels. But when you're saying, okay, just feel like you have it, so what will cause you to expand your vessel? If even not having that, you already feel like you do have.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, we like a vessel, we about to receive light, right? And you're saying, even if you not get whatever you want, whatever was your desire, still you have to be happy and you have to feel, okay, I'm happy even without having that. On the other hand, when you don't receive anything, you have to think, at least I got it this way. So you have to understand that maybe your vessel is too small and it can contain whatever you want. So you have to work on expanding your vessel, right? So how do you know that you're not getting it? Because you feel like I'm not getting it, right? I don't have it and I have a desire to have it. So, and then I will work on expanding my vessel.
Okay. So I will try to break it down that it's going to be related to all the principles and the spiritual rule that we already learned. Okay? So one, when we get to Tamar example, she's making the salad. Yeah? The salad is on the way. The moment you ask something, the creator already setting everything in the cosmos to allow you to receive it. Yeah? But there is a process. Now, in that process, when you are skeptic, when you are doubtful, when you are unhappy, when you are upset, when you are less motivated, are you like the light in the process? So that's it. You cancel all the gift. You understand? So it's okay to desire, but do it with happiness. Do it with the treasure hunt kind of feeling. I know it's there, I'm going. I'm enjoying, I'm curious. I don't know how it's going to unfold, but I'm very, very excited. That's the difference. But when you're aggravated and upset when things are not happening, you don't have affinity with the light. Therefore, the light cannot come in. That's the difference of embracing the processes.
I like your example of like treasure hunt, with the kids. Imagine two kids doing the treasure hunt on the Easter, like whatever, whenever they do it. And one is kind of looking for it with excitement and enjoying, and the other one, I cannot find anything, where's next? Something like that.
Yeah, we do it with the kids. They love it. They love to find the treasure. So we need to be like those kids, enjoying, seeking for and you knowing that it's there. Because when you stop being motivated, because you feel that it's not there anymore. Is that making sense? Okay. This is me?
Yeah.
Spiritual rule number 5, sharing without an agenda attracts blessing. So we understood in this course that sharing is not like something simple that gives, take. It's very complicated, and it's all related to mindset. The mindset that I'm sharing. Why am I sharing? Because I want to have affinity with the light, because I want to become like the light. Okay? So spiritual tool number 5, I'm constantly, because my nature is to take, is to receive. That's our nature. Every time I'm shifting into sharing, I'm already having affinity with the light.
יש echo.
The echo is when
The echo is happening when I unmute, because when you start, when I unmute and you start talking, they hear here and here, you know what I mean?
So you need to mute.
Yes, but sometimes it's very fast transition.
Okay. So the spiritual rule number 6, spiritual effort equals fulfillment. So
haven't done it yet. We start on spiritual rule number 5. So now it's the new rule.
this is
Yes.
what, yeah.
Actually, this
With
one
this-
relates to the last class that we heard. You remember Dan was
Dan
asking?
was asking where is the rule.
Exactly, and there was a
Okay.
mistake in the PowerPoint.
So this is related to the what you
Because
learned.
it's related to
the
removing
creation.
bread of shame.
Yeah, exactly. Removing the bread of shame means that when we receive a bread of shame, when we receive, when we receive without making an effort, it's actually, not creating fulfillment. It's not going to last. It's not going to stay. We're not going to experience the blessing from it. When we are making the effort, when we are working, when we are like the kids, that looking for the treasure and they solving some, rhythm, or they solving some problems, and according to that, they're getting, to the next station and the next thing, and they're revealing, this is the excitement. This is what fulfill us eventually. If we will get, everything easily, we'll just say, and it will be there, we will lose the excitement, we will lose the feeling of I earn it. Because this is what we ask, right? Like in the beginning, the light just give us endlessly. We say, wait a second, we want to be co-creators. We want to be like the creator. So this is what is been given to us. This is a part of the rules of life. It's to play the game in a way that I'm also a creator. I'm also making the effort and creating through that the fulfillment in my life. So the tool for it is focus on the effort, not on the result. What's also helping for what we spoke before is being present, focusing and putting the attention, what I can do now. Result here, result not here yet, doesn't matter. I'm enjoying, I'm doing the best I can do right now, knowing the fulfillment will come.
Yes, beautiful. So if you see that all the rules and all the tools that we're teaching are intertwined, they are kind of supporting one another, related to one another. So it's kind of angles to do one thing, to be co-creator, to be what we meant to be in this world. That's the whole point. So now you're going to take 5 minutes wherever you are. And what you're going to do is think about questions that comes up. You already started questioning, which is great also online. And just think about questions that are going to benefit all of us. And then we can answer them like in the order they received, okay? So take a few minutes. Maybe I'm going to show you again for everyone just to see spiritual rule number 1, spiritual rule number 2, spiritual rule number 3, 4, spiritual rule number 5, and in relation to the class of creation, about creation, understanding we need to remove bread of shame, through spiritual effort. Okay, so think together and by yourself wherever you are. By the way, I have my computer here, so anyone online can please voice your question. I would love to hear you.
David, there was a question from Marilyn for
Tell
the
her to-
second.
Can we voice
Marilyn,
it?
you would like to speak? Can I unmute you?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, I can speak. I just wanted to ask this question because it was my favorite bit of learning with the question that asked, why is this in my movie? So I have things going on in my life, and I have been trying to practice all these things like pausing, and giving myself some time and asking myself this question about why these particular things are in my life, in my movie. I do get an assortment of answers, and then I find myself questioning the answers. So it's an endless round of answer, question, possible another answer, and then possible another question. So how do I know?
Beautiful. That's a good question.
Am I clear, or does it sound a little strange?
Not at all. It's very real. It's very much related. So that's the beginning phases. We're not used to hear what is this voice of the creator, what is this place called the 99, how it's communicate, what is intuition, what is gut feeling. You see, it's a muscle that you have to exercise. But usually the voice of our soul, it's related to bring win-win to a certain situation, and it's usually super uncomfortable for us. It means that it's usually, if it's helping us to do our tikkun, it means that it's going to be uncomfortable to do and a bit out of our nature. So this is how you can kind of, filter some of the answers. Okay, ask yourself, is it causing a win-win? Is it uncomfortable for me to do? Is it require for me a restriction? Those are kind of guidelines that can help you.
Okay, thanks, David. That was really helpful.
Is that
Thank
making
you.
sense?
Yes, it's very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
I can add. It's just, it's working, this one. Yeah. As well, I love what you said before. It's really, when you're not sure, is to bring more light to life. It's turn on more lights. So to find those actions of sharings, actions of being more proactive, and being like the light. And as well, very interesting, I found myself in the beginning, I remember like coming with some questions, and I found myself with Kabbalah1, with every class, actually having more questions. Like I got some answers, but I have more questions. And it's a good sign. It's a good sign because, the vessels start to open up. As David said in the beginning, when we questionize, when we raise in question, we opening. We have kind of an opening for answers, for truth, for, more to come. And yes, sometimes we get answers, but it's bring more questions. So I think it's a very healthy, very spiritual, process showing that you're in the right direction.
And it's also okay to be in the unknown, because in the unknown, it has more possibilities than I need to control right now, and I need the answer now. Yeah? So the unknown is like surrendering to the light in a way. So it's okay at times not to know, but trusting. Yes, David, please voice yourself out.
Oh, no.
Good evening, everybody.
David?
Can you hear me? Yes,
Yeah.
can you hear me? All right, good. So I do have a question regarding spiritual rule number 2. I'm new to the study of Kabbalah and Judaism, and I'm looking for some clarity on the meaning of tikkun. So I'm curious to know what the difference is between a more traditional definition or the definition that I find online, which generally has something to do with doing good works or something you do to repair the damage of the world, as opposed to the definition we have here, which is a plan designed to help me with my soul correction.
Yeah. Okay, it's a good one. You know, my first exposure living in Israel and experiencing some of the religious point of views is that they never mention it. It's never been mentioned. So when you come to Kabbalah, the word tikkun is one of the most important things, because the whole entire reason why we come into this world is tikkun. It means to correct. So as you saw already, there is what we call tikkun olam. What does it mean, tikkun olam? So as we have a microcosmos, there is the macrocosmos, yeah? So as every single person has his personal tikkun, so we have the global tikkun. And when we complete that global tikkun, that's when the time of redemption will take place. What does it mean, tikkun? Tikkun means pretty much to peel for myself all those layers of blindness that came to me. Tikkun means to correct. It means that I'm here to correct something that I done wrong in past lifetime. Because there is no, you know, the tikkun is always will relate you to past lifetime. And in Judaism, it's not a very favorite subject. In the Orthodox, in the traditional conversation, they don't talk about it. So even though they know it exists, even though they know it's been there in the scriptures and in the books of Kabbalah, but the idea of understanding that we are a product that is a result of our past. It means that the moment you entered into a body here, you're already a product because of the making of your past. So that's what you're here to correct. Because if your making of your past wasn't so great in certain areas, and you coming also, the tikkun is not just correcting what is bad, is also using what is good inside of you and helping with that to empower others. And if you're not doing that, it's also a missed opportunity. So yeah, we just break it down to understand what is the body, what is the soul. So the language that you will see in our center, it's the language that we developed through all those ancient writings, but putting it down in a very modern way to understand. So it's not necessarily that you can see it anywhere else, but it's definitely aligned with what the Kabbalists meant as tikkun. There is no contradiction whatsoever. Is that helping you, David?
It's helping. So, in traditional Judaism, our past has to do with our past that's limited to this lifetime alone, whereas in Kabbalah, we include past lives.
Could be. It could be that in many of the equation, people don't put it into the equation of, wait a second, I'm a result of my past lifetime. It means that something that I did, which I don't know, leading me to a certain behavior, it's leading me to a certain patterns, leading to me to a certain karma. Yes, it's changeable, but I have to accept it that it's not just happened because something that happened in my childhood, or because I'm a bad person, or because I'm
burning a certain sign of the zodiac.
Exactly, if I belong to or certain upbringing. I actually chose everything in order for all the occasions of life to trigger my tikkun. They're going to trigger it. I'm going to feel the pain of the trigger, and it's going to tell me I have to heal, I have to change. And it's not the view of the Orthodox necessarily. Not in that depth.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, understood. Yeah. Just one final clarification. So, tikkun,
Okay, go.
Yeah, I have a question. Can we say that by resolving your tikkun, you're changing your movie? Oh, how does it connect it?
Absolutely.
Yes?
Absolutely. So we're going to deal with it more in the next courses when we come to the understanding of the shell system. The shell system it's showing us that there are spiritual covering that we put over our soul. And those are preventing us really to see the true reality. So it means that if there are anchor shifts over me with different colors, layers after layers after layers, and I'm saying, wait a second, the wall is green. But you're saying, no, the wall is red, because you have different anchor shift on you, and I have different anchor shift on you. But if we pull all the anchor shift, we suddenly see that the wall is actually yellow. That's the true reality. The wall is yellow. So the tikkun is really to remove those covering. And each and every one of us need to remove his own.
Sorry.
And by doing that, you will see like world around you differently. You will give like different definition to everything that's happening,
Imagine yourself, you
or
see,
to yourself. Like
you see more clarity of where you need to go, how you can receive, what you need to do, because it's no longer distorted by those negative shells that relates to my tikkun, because I created those shells in past lifetimes. I hope it's not too deep.
No, I don't know. I'm thinking about it like in a way that if my tikkun, one of my tikkuns is to learn patience. Now, of course, all the situation of stress and people and, will come. If I'm learning to act with patience, I no longer need that lesson, those tests, those people in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
movie change.
The movie change. I can move to my next lesson. I need to.
It's never going to stop. The lesson's never going to stop.
We have many.
but
We
we're
don't
gonna-
have one tikkun. We have the small one. We have the major one. But and again, it's not that one time I will overcome the challenge and that's it. It's can appear. In many times until I really, really be tested to see I changed completely. And I think, sometimes we think, it's impossible, like how I'm going to change something I all my life have, anger issue, laziness issue, whatever, many times I am a lazy person, like many times we define ourselves,
Identify.
and whatever the word, as I am like that. But in Kabbalah, we're learning, I am can be whatever we decide when we can change. Yes, we need to work on it. We need to experience the test. We need to do the restriction. We need to say the pause was an opportunity. We observe the opponent, like understand many, many things, work on it. Yeah, it's not in one day, but the transformation can happen. And I can share with you many times, I know for myself and from all students that coming and, continue with the process, say like, oh my God, like thinking about myself a year ago, how much I changed, how much I'm, overcome. It feels many times like I've been through reincarnations, not like a few lifetimes that I transform. I remember myself like going psychologies, like digging in the past, trying different things. And like all my teenager years, I came to Kabbalah in 1 year. I could change so many things that I tried for so many years with the tools, with whatever I have. Like it's possible. It's, again, we're dealing with a spiritual level, not just the physical, not just with the logic mind. So using the spiritual tools, it seems to me, focus on the effort, not on the result. It sounds like, psychology or something. It's a spiritual muscles. It's consciousness. And this is why it's affecting very much.
David, is it more clear relating to tikkun?
Yes, it is.
Or
It
more
is actually,
questions.
yeah. I mean, it's an ongoing discussion.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate the idea that when I get the lesson, that those difficult relationships may disappear and be replaced by more productive ones.
Sure. If you want to unpack it a little bit more, we can do it on a personal level.
Sure. Thank you.
Next question from the online, from here.
If not, we will start to ask you.
Wait.
So basically what Kabbalah does, we are working with consciousness. Yes. And how about unconsciousness? Or it's like,
What do you mean?
what is this? I don't know, like in the dreams and stuff like that. Or in a coma.
Oh my gosh.
Like, no, why I'm asking? Because like a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some who kind of came back from coma, they experience more like spirituality. Suddenly they have like, some skills that they didn't have before and stuff like that. So where this comes from?
So what we're saying that there are two realities. There is the reality of the physical reality that is limited to the five senses. So now more than ever, there are evidence showing us that there is life after what we see with our five senses. So people coming after clinical deaths with different experiencing, seeing a certain light, seeing a certain, and suddenly when they come back from after they've been evidence that they died for, 1 minute or so, and all their life changes because they've experienced something different. But we not necessarily have to get to that point in order to be awakened. So if we, as you say, dreams, the dream state, the language of dream is allowing us to receive messages from the divine too. It's a language, it's a known language in Kabbalah. So it's a bit different than, it needs to be translated, but it's definitely messages that I can receive to my life not from my brain, not from my logic.
You saw the movie Lucy? Amazing movie. Lucy. Once again, just in the beginning, the movie is dealing with what happened to us when we're using, like from the 4% that we're using, the brain, they will get 100, like 100 conscious. And with the growing, it's very interesting. As much she's growing, she can be more connected with everything that's going on. And it's very much, I love movies, it's taking spiritual concepts and showing us how it's to live according. And yeah, it's very much you I'm not sure it's like that completely, but it's like you hear your soul. You know intuitively, it's not a good person. I should stay away. I need to turn right here and not left. I need many times, those people that getting messages or, the psychics or things like that, not necessarily they know how they know things. But it's like, I know. It's like I feel it. I know it because I know it. And this is like kind of indication of like when you know something and you don't know how to explain it, but and this is the truth. This is like leading you to the right thing. I think this is kind of, being, conscious, like more conscious, more right consciousness, more aligned with the consciousness of the soul. But as well, it's, conscious is everything, in the center, we're practicing it very much. Even, before coming to volunteering, before entering to a meeting, before doing things, wait a second, we're using the tools that you're going to learn more even in the next levels. But what is my intention? Well, what I'm thinking about, what I want, what thoughts, what intention I'm injecting into my action. I'm going to talk now, what I want, energy that I want to pass. What is my consciousness behind my actions? So it's more and more to go through that, because my consciousness is the seed level. It's the beginning of everything. So I think as well, to think about everything is consciousness. It's not like how much I'm really aware. It's like how much I'm injecting consciousness to everything that I'm doing. Less automatically, right? We wake up in the morning, we're drinking, we're driving, we're going, we're working now. And how many times during the day you stop and say, wait a second, I'm gonna build a report now, or I'm going to pick up and do a phone call. What is my intention? What I'm injecting into my action? This is like being aware, bring the thoughts, bring the, planting the seed, in a level, the highest level, to the result that I want to see from it.
So for example,
So for example, if you're already so aware of like conscience, and that okay, if a person that you meet, you said, should I meet him or should I avoid this person? And we know that every person that comes into your life, he comes with a lesson. Doesn't mean that if you avoided the person, you avoided the lessons that you're supposed to learn. It will come to you in other way around. No.
For me, I personally, I don't have like saying, oh, like I'm not gonna talk to you, but wanting, like in the seed level of the morning, let's say, putting my intention for the day, to be in sharing, to spread light, to spread goodness and positivity to the world. This intention will make sure that I will not meet people that will waste my time or will not be aligned with my intention and mission.
all will not bring you a positive.
Again, if I have a problem of abusing energy and wasting my time, I will bring people that will waste my time. If I be a proactive and not be wasting on social media or whatever, that wasting our time, I will less experience these people in my life or situation. Like I lost the bus, now I have 10 minutes to wait, having nothing to do. Even though in this situation as well, there is a reason why I lost the flight, I lost that, But again, if I'm trusting that this is not, my intention is not to waste my time, so even if it's happened to me, it means there is something for me to do with that. Happened to me that week, yesterday. I lost my bag again. I think every month we're bringing a story. Tamar lost her bag. And I lost my bag, and David tell me, don't
She's
take
in the
it.
99. She doesn't work here.
Don't take the bag, don't take the bag. Why are you taking the bag every time? So I lost it again. And I even didn't know I lost it. Like someone found it. He found me on the Facebook, and he found out that I'm working here. He called the center. Elidet answered. She called me, told me, your bag is in the park. Someone found it. This is the person, call him. And, and I was with the kids, and okay, I could really, really be upset and saying now half an hour just to go, to take the bag, to come back, why the light? Give me that half an hour. And David still don't know it, but it was such a perfect half an hour. I entered the car and I said, okay, the light, what, why? What's going on here? Why I need that half an hour now? And then I said, oh, actually there is a lesson, like a class that I wanted to listen to. Perfect. I have quiet 30 minutes to listen. I just press play and I could listen it all the way. And it was such a half an hour break from all the noise of the kids in the house and things to do, and to listen to, spiritual class. It was really perfect. I said, okay, but anyway, I'm not going to take my bag.
Every time that something like that happens, so every time that
So every time that something like that happens, you see it like a blessing, not like a punishment.
An opportunity.
Yeah.
Not every time.
Yeah,
I still
but you need to
more.
remember, if things, big mistakes that can create a lot of stress and a lot of chaos, repeating itself and you're not changing, it means that you are stuck on a tikkun, which is on a loop. It's not going to help you to feel good about it and to say, oh, I'm great, so let's listen to a class.
No,
Yeah?
so my lesson
you have
was
to take responsibility and say something have to change.
my lesson was enough. I'm always losing my bag. Everywhere we go, I'm losing the bag. It's a joke already, It's so my lesson is to do something about that.
But
Stopping.
if something bad happened, you cannot really beat yourself up on it. You just need to
It's already happened.
continue.
So I got the lesson. Okay, I'm learning from it not to take the bag. And as well, I enjoyed that half an hour. Anyway, I will get the lesson. Stop to take your bag everywhere you don't need it. So you're enjoying both worlds. You get the lesson and you winning opportunity for something.
The people who can be in the same situation, they can find the different answers, I guess, right?
For each one, there is a different lesson. For me, it's that lesson. Can be for other person, be more present, be more, responsible for the things.
maybe they brought the Zohar to the person.
Maybe they brought the Zohar
Maybe
to
to
the
bring the
person.
Zohar, yeah.
Did you?
I prepared it. I said, I'm going to give them.
She forgot it with the Zohar.
And there was no parking and, last moment. So, yeah, I didn't give them eventually.
My tikkun is to laugh on all of that and not to be upset. I'm doing my tikkun over.
I'm helping.
Mauricio, yes, please ask a question. Voice yourself.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. So my question is, when you're working on your tikkun, on the correction of your soul, right? But then it seems like when you're working on your tikkun, you get more and more challenges about that tikkun to validate if you're already learned the lesson or not. So the question is, are these new test challenges coming from the creator, from yourself, from the opponent? Because it seems like you're working on something, on overcoming a tikkun, and then you get faced more and even harder, and then harder, and then you may fall, and then okay, let's try again. Now I think I'm ready, and then okay, but you're not looking for those challenges; they just show up, right? That's the question. Thank you.
So all your tikkuns will show up, and if they show up, it means that the creator is knowing that there is an opportunity for you to overcome this test, to win this test. It's not necessarily that you're going to win it, but the cosmos is motivated constantly to present you back the test so you overcome it. Okay? So if it's with the loose bag or losing things, so those going to continue till you change, till you learn the lesson. Yeah? That's the cosmos is motivated, the light wants to come in. Therefore, but it cannot come in till you remove this layer of this tikkun, that it's so difficult for us to move. So that's the reason things are getting repeated and repeated and repeated. And we shouldn't lose hope. We should just say, okay, try to find another angle and ask, okay, how can I make the change? The cosmos is very patient with us. It's working in a form called mercy. Mercy means it's giving us time over and over, second chance, third chance, 10th chance, 11th chance.
Especially when we do an effort.
Yeah, exactly. And when the one
Another
life is not
life, yeah.
enough, you get more life. But the idea is that if we don't make the effort and we don't take this work seriously, then the same going to be our blessings. That's the idea, that it's not like this child game here. It's a serious game that the cosmos has said, I want to give you blessings, and I give you a lot of chances, but show me that you really want to play this game.
I can share one of my transformation from beginning. I was a very, very shy person. It says that one of the biggest fear people have is on a stage, being on a stage, right, in front of audience, public speaking, right? More than death, more than anything. And I was there. Like, it's literally was one of my biggest fears. And the first time that I was being asked to talk in front of an audience, it was in the center. It was like 300 people and Karen Berg sitting. And they asked me to give announcement, like very short one announcement about a trip that we had for the young group. And one of the teacher back then, like he saw me like almost fainting. Really, like my heart is blah, 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 and I'm colors and everything. And he looked at me and said, what do you think? You know, what's going on? It's like, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Like, what you scared about? Like, it's not about you. It's just, you just need to pass a message. And I don't know what, like, it shifted for me that moment. Of course, I was still like super scared, but I was able to do it. Now, doing it good, like being really present, I'm not sure, but I did it. Now, another test came, so another announcement, and another, you know, and now 5 minutes, 3 announcements, and with the years, and with the, you know, breaking it, and, you know, making the effort, and changing my thoughts, fighting my thoughts, changing my consciousness, like I want to share, I want to be there. What the opponent tell me, but what, how you look like, what people will think about you, you know, all those, this is how the opponent like operating and preventing me, but, you know, challenging me to do my tikkun. So, you know, practicing, you know, making the muscle of, you know, confident, making the stronger. Again, consciousness, like it was all the time to inject consciousness. It was all the time answering back the opponent, making the muscle stronger. You know, of course, now if I'm in front of a class, I overcome that tikkun. Put me now again in front of 1,000 people. There is a, you know, the tikkun is still there, but it's different, you know, very different. This is just an example. Yeah, question?
Want to voice?
Bunny, you want to speak, please?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Hello, David. Hello to everybody. My question was the way I was looking, as I did write it. The way I see it, we are coming back to life as prisoners of our tikkun. And how to find a way out is improving living life in best way as possible to reduce tikkun or to somehow harmonize relations in life. Possibly in every matter we deal with. And possibly meeting the most difficult in our people in our life? That's a question. Did you get it? Should I repeat it?
Just repeat the last part of the question.
I said, is it, or can we say, possibly meeting the most difficult people in our life can be a part of our tikkun?
The most difficult people in our life.
Yes, yes.
Can you repeat the question so we can get
Muted.
So, difficult situation, very painful transition, very difficult people in our life that don't come just one time and go, but people that have like long-term relationship, like family, in-laws, children, spouse, husbands. Those are the most important tikkuns that we have in terms of person to person, yeah? But There are times in life when people get divorced because either they completed their journey together, or one of the partners decided he doesn't want to play the game anymore. So you cannot dance the tango together of tikkun. So you get separated, and then you start the tikkun with someone else.
There is kids, and there is different form of the tikkun.
Of course, it's unpacking a lot of all new tikkuns with it, dealing with the kids, dealing with the ex, and all of that. Yeah, everything is a tikkun, my friends. So, but definitely those that are repeating itself, and there's something that I cannot divorce from, parents, siblings, but people do that even. When people get tired, when it's too hard of a tikkun, they get rid even of that tikkuns. But it's not, no,
it's not possible.
no. You cannot divorce your mother and father according to the tikkun law. Yeah? Unless there is such a lack of desire to work it out from one of the ends, yeah? But the idea is that there is a reason why the person is your father, is your mother, is your husband. There is a reason. So it's better to stick to that tikkun and try to do it. But again, if you can't and one of the people doesn't want to play the game anymore, okay, so you move on. But if us as people of consciousness doing our best effort to do the best to correct, to bring, to inject goodness into that relationship, and it doesn't work, we did our part, we are done. That's the beauty. So it doesn't matter how much the person is angry, it doesn't matter how much the person is blaming me or whatever. If I did my part with all my heart and I was willing to compromise, I was willing to let go, I was willing to play the game, I'm okay. Doesn't matter. I'm moving on.
But as well, if I did the internal process, understanding why.
Exactly.
Why
on top.
Yeah. Why I invited this person to my life, like what side of me, if it's a lack, if it's, lack of confidence, self-confident, or lack of appreciating myself, or, of course, not staying in an abusing relationship, God forbid, or something like that. But together with that, sometimes we need to do the action of separating as in the same time, doing the internal work, like what inside of me allow something like that to happen in my life. And by that, I'm correcting, not necessarily, I need to stay with this person and until I find my, God forbid, death to get my lesson. No, not necessarily there. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Tamar, going to share with you some announcement. I'm going to prepare the next session that we have about Lag BaOmer.
Thank you, David.
But wait a second, we just want to share the other two. Okay, go. You can go.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. So the spiritual rule and spiritual tool of today. Are you taking the computer? Okay. I will look at the TV. Take nothing as face value. Ask questions. This is the tool. Okay. So about any, and for me, again, that was one of the things I learned very much from the Rav Berg. If you will open the Rav Berg's books, you will find more questions than answers, which is beautiful. Like the Rav used to start every lecture with questions.